Every day, billions of units of human attention are traded across the global internet. This massive exchange runs on a highly efficient structural mechanism. Managing this flood requires extreme efficiency. To capture a second of focus before a user scrolls past, information is packaged into narrative tropes, highly recognizable patterns that function as cognitive shortcuts. For centuries, storytellers relied on these familiar setups to build immediate context. A rugged treasure hunter dodging ancient traps in search of a golden El Dorado figurine tells the audience exactly what story they are watching. The same mechanics apply to folklore and modern media. The myth of a guardian black dog protecting lost travelers, or the cinematic cliché of a hero saving a stray puppy, instantly generates an emotional response. These recurring motifs work by activating deep-seated mental schemas. They allow an idea to register as familiar instantly, often moving through the mind before the skeptical analytical pathways of the brain can engage. Online content producers now apply these same cognitive shortcuts to real-world discourse. The digital landscape takes devices built for fiction and uses them to influence public opinion. Global migration represents one of the primary data markets where these tropes are aggressively deployed. The complex geopolitical realities of a crowded boat crossing an ocean are frequently flattened into highly polarized, easily digestible narratives. Public health operates as another major market for this deployment. The clinical reality of a single vaccine vial becomes a blank canvas for narratives about freedom, authority, and safety. In a high-speed digital environment, persuasion is often a matter of matching a new post to an existing belief. By aligning with a familiar trope, a message can achieve viral velocity before the underlying facts are even scrutinized. Understanding the modern information economy requires a shift in perspective. These tropes have moved beyond the realm of literature, becoming the structural units that data scientists use to map and influence digital behavior. Natural language processing researchers are stepping in as auditors for this data. They treat millions of short social media posts as measurable data points to uncover the implicit biases driving digital engagement. This data pipeline schematic illustrates their methodology. Researchers feed raw digital text into large language models like Llama 3 and GPT 3.5, which perform multi-label classification to sort chaotic interactions into structured datasets. The AI maps the text against specific narrative categories. It identifies exact motifs, tagging posts with labels like skepticism towards authority or time proves me right. Look at the natural is better trope. The data reveals a massive volume of users automatically framing organic solutions as inherently superior to scientific ones, regardless of the specific topic being discussed. Automating this detection proves a critical point about human discourse. What looks like a spontaneous exchange of ideas actually operates on a predictable, engineered structural loop. Out of all the available data on the internet, these specific narrative tropes consistently dominate human attention. The explanation lies in cognitive switching costs. This is the mental effort required for a user to stop scanning their feed and critically analyze a complex, nuanced issue. This chart plots cognitive effort against engagement rate. When an argument requires high analytical friction, human brains naturally avoid it, causing engagement to drop sharply. Now look at the engagement line for a narrative trope like defend the weak. It requires zero analytical friction to agree that vulnerable people should be protected, driving engagement exponentially upward. Tropes hold a total competitive monopoly in digital media. They offer high emotional resonance at zero analytical cost. Relying heavily on automated detection introduces significant systemic risks. Artificial intelligence models frequently fail to grasp the nuance of human context. The system is highly vulnerable to false positives. The AI often hallucinates patterns, aggressively categorizing safe, factual information as a manipulative trope. In one research trial, the model analyzed historical medical facts regarding the 1918 Spanish flu. Because of the wording, the AI completely mislabeled these historical accounts as a time proves me right conspiracy narrative. The models also failed when scanning for the hidden motives trope. The AI wrongly flagged legitimate investigative journalism simply because the text mentioned Bill Gates. This exposes a dangerous systemic blind spot. The machine is highly capable of mapping the structural architecture of a story, but it remains entirely blind to its truthful context. The ultimate threat to the ecosystem is adaptation. Malicious actors will study this exact AI detection data to engineer new, trope-evading misinformation campaigns. This initiates a continuous cycle where each new method of detection is met with a more sophisticated attempt to supplement it. Technological filters will never be enough on their own. The final line of defense against this kind of cognitive hacking is individual awareness. Just as intelligent investors never buy assets without understanding the underlying business, modern citizens must apply that same rigor, decoding the unseen narrative frameworks behind their feeds to survive the digital economy.